Welcome everyone to the podcast today. I'm excited for today's guest, Scherrie L. Prince. She is an attorney, founder strategist, and host of the Play Big Faster podcast. Scherrie helps entrepreneurs build businesses that are designed for long-term success, giving founders more control, flexibility, and freedom as they grow. And she works at the intersection of business strategy and legal structure, helping business owners make smart decisions that protect what they're building for the future. So I'm really excited because today we're going to talk about how to build a business that actually supports your life instead of becoming another job. And we're going to go over the mistakes that entrepreneurs make early that can limit their options later, and what every mom building a business from her kitchen table should be thinking about right now. So please welcome Scherrie. Thank you so much for being here.
Look, thanks for having me. I'm excited about our conversation.
Yes, me too. I know. I was just, we were talking before. I'm like, oh, you're a podcaster too. Like, congrats for all the episodes that you've done as well too. So it's fun to talk to other people who have podcasts too.
Mhm.
So tell us about the beginning, creating your own business. What was that like when you got started?
So, my first business I created at 21, and the business itself was a success, but I did it on a handshake. And my business partner and it ended very badly. His wife showed up one day to work and was like, you know what? I'm going to be your new partner. Wow. And I was not ready for that because the business was going well. We had contracts, we had employees, but she did not have the type of personality that you want to be at the office with every day. And so that business ended fairly quickly. Fast forward, when I was 30, I went to law school, just had a series of events that happened. And I was like, okay, there are some things that I can show other moms and other people on how to do this the right way. And the entire time, I'm a single mom doing this. So my daughter was like 3.5, and my son was 6 months old when I went to law school.
That's amazing. Good for you. I love it.
Well, you know what? In hindsight, I'm like, okay, did I really just do that? Because it was interesting to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was must have been a challenge. What was that like that at that time period? Like, how did you do your schoolwork and then also take care of your family?
I mean, early, there were a lot of days that I literally wanted to break down in tears or I cried because I didn't know how to juggle it all. And there's this thing that I love called my Google Calendar, and I just kind of got organized. And when I say it takes a village, I really started using more people in my village to kind of help me with the kids and to help me get more structured. And once I did that, it worked a lot better, but I just had to really focus in.
So what tips do you have for a mom? I love how you said building a online business from her kitchen table. Like what would you tell her? We have a lot of those listening right now.
Okay, so the number one rule in my household when my kids were younger, because they're grown now, but when they were younger, if it's not on the Google Calendar, it does not happen. So I had to really get laser focused because I knew that we all have the same 24 hours a day. How was I going to spend mine? So if I'm a mom at the kitchen table and I'm thinking about starting a new business, okay, one, I'm going to plan my fun first and plan around that. So what does that mean? That means the trips with my kids, the outings, the things that I want to do that light me up and bring me joy. I'm going to plan those first, and then I'm going to build my business around it because my business is supposed to support my lifestyle, not be my lifestyle. So that's the very first thing that I would do. Second thing, I would put those systems in place that, okay, it may not be a perfect day if all my plans for my business don't work out. What's plan B? And do I have a plan C? And plan C saved me a lot of days.
Yes. Yeah, because it doesn't always go as you
It does
expect.
not. It does not.
No. And most women start a business, they want for freedom, right? We want that time flexibility, but then, and I've been there too, the business kind of feels like a trap, like, oh, I'm working now more than ever. So what are some reasons behind that? What tips can you help for that?
Really being present with your family. So maybe the time that you have with them is not as much as it used to be, but the time that you actually are there, that you're present. I made the mistake early on when I was first started law school. I was just really trying to get everything done and not doing anything well. And so there were times that I was not as present. But I noticed that as the kids got older, they kind of got used to me not being as present. And so that is one tip that I really would give them. Don't sacrifice the good time that you have with your family. You know, it may be more limited, but try to organize it in a way that your family knows that you're available for them, but you're still showing up and making that commitment to the business.
Yeah. Yeah. They're watching you too, what you're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah. So I want to hear this. You said there's a decision that new entrepreneurs make in year one that will limit their options in year three. So we all need to know what this is. I'm super curious.
Yes. Okay. So, just like with fine wine, your business ages, and gets better with time. And so, when you're looking at the structure of your business, there are some things that you can set up initially in terms of your structure that make your business a lot more attractive for an exit. A lot of that is your choice of entities. What I like to do is a four-part framework. And this is something that you normally would do with your accountant and or your attorney. Now, for us moms who are sitting at home at a table, you don't necessarily need these folks, but it helps. One, you need to figure out before I even start my business, how am I going to protect my family? And this is like the top of your umbrella. Do I have a will or a trust? If you have one, great. You need to update it because this is going to be the foundation for every single thing that you do. The next question is, what type of business is it? Is it a service-based business or a product-based business? Now, and you're like, well, does it really matter? Yes, it matters because we're looking at step 3 and step 4 now. Step 3, is it going to be a brick and mortar business or is it a virtual business? Because now we're getting into choice of laws, choice of venue, and these are more legal decisions. And we do all this before we do our fourth step. Do we require anonymity or are we public facing? So if my last name are Kardashian, probably everything that I do, I'm going to probably, be great at it, make a lot of money. Well, they use their name as part of their branding. But what if I'm this, top secret real estate investor and I don't want people to know how well I'm doing in real estate. So I need anonymity. So I may want to form my company in Nevada, Delaware, or somewhere like that. Now, moms, it may seem like, Scherrie, that's a lot because I'm just at my kitchen table making this money. But no, you can have a multi-million-dollar business from your kitchen table. People have done it. So yeah, people have done it. So your question was year 3. When you're looking at exits, normally investors want to see at least 3 years of operations and they want to see your business set up in a way that even if you sold a portion of the business or like a division of your business, they want to be able to have metrics to look at. So all of those things that I just talked about and having those in place by year 3 can give you a 3-year exit. But you have to set it up the right way and you want to separate your personal from your business, but still protect your family.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And I love that you set a vision of like what's possible because sometimes moms, we don't believe like, oh, we can really do that. So I love that you gave that encouragement too. But, and then just thinking about the future and the vision and, what's possible in the future. And you're always kind of like looking at your future. Is that something
Well,
that you recommend?
definitely. One thing that I say a lot before you start your business, I'm taking a page out of Stephen Covey's playbook. Begin with the end in mind. What do you want your exit to look like? An exit is not always a sale of your business. It could be a merger where you maybe just stay on for business continuity to help the brand grow. It could be the end of a partnership. It could be a bankruptcy reorganization, or it could be that you are selling the business or leaving it to the next generation. Maybe you're retiring and your kids are taking over. But what does that look like? So, would you ever get in the car without knowing where you're going?
No.
Got to have a
No.
roadmap.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So you work with founders at all different stages. What does a business that's built to last actually look like differently from the outside compared to one that's just busy?
I would say one that has engaged professionals. And by professionals, I mean your money team. So, moms, once again, we're still sitting around the table, but even if your business is very new, think about this. You have somebody that you're paying an insurance premium to, okay? This person should be on your money team. You put your money for your business in the bank. So you have a banking relationship. Your banker should be on your money team. Hopefully, you're making lots of money and you're paying taxes. So who's preparing your taxes? Your accountant should be on your money team. And you should at least have a, a relationship with an attorney who help you set your business up, even if you don't talk to that person on a regular basis. Part of what I do, is I help people, like as the quarterback to their money team, I help them organize all of their professionals that they're already working with and get them out of these little siloed spaces. So they're not working in a corner. They're talking to each other, they're engaging, and they're helping you build the type of business that you would like. And you're thinking, well, man, this is going to be expensive. But no, these are people you're already working with. You're just getting them out of their corners and putting them together.
Yeah. And it's so nice to have the relationships with them when you do need them too. And like you always have someone to kind of reach back to. I've found too, like, especially with our lawyer, like she's worked with us a few times. And if we ever need anything, I know who to go to and I know who to refer other people to as well too, so it's such a good relationship to have. Like, and I suppose like you with your clients as well too. It's like they're gonna always know who to go to. You.
Yeah, and it's not like if you're just starting out, you don't have to have a lawyer on retainer. Like you said, it could be somebody
Yeah,
that you use
no.
occasionally. And
Yeah.
then they have so many great fractional professionals. You can get a fractional, you get CFO and everything.
Yeah.
Attorney, like there are people who would do this at a fraction of the price and you still have all those great services.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's almost like mindset too. I know when I hired my first bookkeeper, it was like, and finally got the reporting that like, oh, I can do this, and you get better
Mhm.
data and better advice, and it just like helps you grow your business too when
Mhm.
you have that team around you that's supporting you, and like almost your cheerleaders too, letting you see things that you didn't see yourself.
Definitely.
So what kind of structures do you recommend, and like why should you have a structure in your business? Oh, are you there? Did it pause? Can you hear me, Sheree?
Okay,
Can you
you
hear
were
me?
frozen. Yeah.
Okay, you were too. Okay,
Okay.
I mean it's probably on my side because of the internet stuff too. So we'll make sure that we cut that part out. But I'll just keep
Okay.
going. So many women leave corporate because they want to escape someone else's rules, but then they build a business with no structure. Why is that risky? What do you recommend for these women?
Well, I will say this. I do not subscribe to failure. I look at opportunities that may have been missed as learning experiences. So, one, don't be afraid to leave corporate. If your heart is pulling you in a different direction, try it. Um, but take calculated risk. So there's nothing wrong with going out on your own and starting a business, but just make sure that the risk that you're taking is backed by data. I love what you said about your accountant
Yeah,
because once you were in business, you were able to see, okay, this is where I was last month, this is where I am now. I want to make a shift and maybe improve by 20%. So before you actually go on your own, just be very clear about what you're doing and just make sure that you have those relationships and a plan and a path forward.
I love that. And what's something, we could do today to make sure that, 5 years from now we have control, everything's succeeding? Like, what would you tell a mom right now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear
I can
me?
hear you. Yep. Am I frozen again?
Okay. Okay. I
Okay.
heard five and then something, then went
Okay.
out.
I'll start the question again. Okay. So, what is one thing that a mom building a business today could do to make sure she's in control of it 5 years from now?
So, your governance documents are going to be key because today, say you start your business at your kitchen table and it's just you. What happens when you want to bring a partner in? What about an investor? What if that relationship goes sour? Do you lose control of the business? Do you lose control of assets? What does that look like? So, your governance documents, as it relates to how you deal with creditors, partners, and investors, is going to really be key in terms of you keeping control of your business. Because if you don't, there's this thing called receivership that a creditor may be able to come in and take over your business to get their value out of the business, or a partner may be able to take over the business if you don't clearly define your role and who has control in the event that things go south.
Yeah, and I don't want to like discourage someone to think like you have to have all this stuff done to get started and to
No,
move forward. So, what would you say to someone who's scared to like even start because they don't have all their ducks in a row?
I mean, you just got to get started. Like, when is the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago. But if you didn't plant it 10 years ago, just do it today. And do not be intimidated about like not having it together. It's never going to be perfect. There's never a perfect time to do it. But as you grow with the business, you can always change some of these things and make updates. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and get started, but just be mindful that these are things that may happen and put together some provision to prevent those things from actually crippling the business or causing the business to come to an end.
Definitely. All right, you ready for lightning round
Let's do it.
questions? Okay, here we go. What season of life are you currently in?
Honestly, I feel like it's harvest season. I've been doing a lot, trying to work with entrepreneurs, and now writing a book that's coming out in October. And so I feel like I'm getting things out there.
What is your book called?
Build your mode first, the operator to owner mindset.
Ooh, that's exciting. Congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What does meaningful work mean to you right now?
Going to bed and feeling like that I've actually helped somebody on a daily basis. Not that I'm just putting out legal jargon and showing up, but I've actually helped somebody.
What's one thing motherhood or real life has taught you about success?
That no one is coming to save you. You'll have people that will support you along the way, but you need to have a plan that carries you throughout life and a moat around your family and your business.
What's one rhythm or routine helping you most lately?
Asking myself what actually matters and not just what is urgent. Because your inbox, your staff, your friends, your family, they will dictate your entire day if you don't determine what's important and not just what's urgent for today.
What's something you're simplifying in this season?
The way that I approach decisions, it used to be that I'm like, okay, so what'll happen if I do this? And now I'm like, what happens next? Okay, if this succeeds, what happens next? If this fails, what happens next? But just taking that extra step in the decision making process.
What's one small habit that's made a big difference in your life?
Sleeping later on the weekends. I used to have a strict habit of waking up the same time 7 days a week, and now I just kind of indulge, and the rest really refines me.
I love that. Can you tell my kids that I need that? Please.
Well, mine are grown. That's why they don't wake me up anymore. So, yeah,
Coffee shop workday or working from home?
working from home. I get more done, excuse me, in pajamas than I do at any other time. So, yeah, definitely working from home.
What book are you currently reading?
I just reread The 48 Laws of Power and love it. I'm advising entrepreneurs on a daily basis. And so Robert Greene's take on power and how you deal with people is so interesting to me.
What's bringing you joy lately besides sleeping in on the
Well,
weekends?
besides sleeping in and the family, my podcast, I get to meet so many great people and have so many great conversations that I literally light up. I batch record on Thursdays and I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I had another interview today too, and we were talking about how I was saying how I do this podcast for me and like networking. The listeners probably think I'm doing it for them, but actually it's really enjoyable for me too.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah. What's one encouragement you would give a busy mom listening today?
That they are probably further along than they think. The fact that they're showing up and listening to this podcast and other podcasts and doing the work, they're further along. And just to keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. You're close to the breakthrough. Where can we find you online? Tell us about the book and where you are.
Yes. Okay. So the best way to catch me is on LinkedIn. I love to connect with people. I'm putting out more content. And the book will be available everywhere you can get books, and you can get it on Amazon, but it'll be available October, I think the 6th, the first Tuesday in October 2026.
Nice, exciting. That's so awesome. Okay, so we'll make sure we have some links for you guys in the show notes as well too. Thanks so much, Scherrie, for being here. It was awesome to meet you.
You as well. Look, I love this. And moms, keep going at it, keep moving, and keep being motivated. You're great.
Awesome. Thank you.